Google Images is showing anime girls instead of our products, by user Raven Crow. I'm a web developer, and I had a client whose name is also a woman's name. Client opens a new ticket. Ticket, when I search for company name on Google, our products don't show up. I knew immediately that this was going to be something I couldn't help them with, but waited to discuss it in our next meeting, and was not prepared for how amusing it was actually going to be. Client, when I do a Google image search for company name, I would expect to get the images that are on our website, but instead it shows a bunch of images of anime girls. I searched the name on Google, switched to images, and sure enough, it was all anime girls. Me, right? So, if I search for company name product type, I do see images of the products on your site. But if you just search for company name, you're going to get results for anything that shares the same name, and since your company name is a person's name, you're going to get lots of results for things other than your company. Client, how can we improve this? Me, well, you can add more meta tags to your images to make them as detailed as possible in SEO to improve their relevance. But as for searching just the company name, images from your site are not going to take priority over other images on the internet that include the same name and are more relevant. Client, so there's nothing you can do to make our products show up instead of anime girls? Me, nope. You'd have to talk to Google. We're spending too much on printing. I want accountability, by user ASCII forever. I've posted a few stories about Big Boss, here's another. Big Boss was chairperson of the university department I worked in. Personally he was generally nice, could be very generous, but he had a cheap streak when it came to spending on supplies and infrastructure. So, one day I get a call from admin person. Big Boss is upset about how much money we are spending on printing, paper and toner. He thinks there's a lot of waste and we need to cut back. Okay, I ask, how much are we spending? Admin doesn't know, but Big Boss came in early one day, found a stack of pages in the copier/printer out tray, and blew a gasket. So, can I find out how much we are spending? Turns out it was pretty easy. We bought all our paper from a single campus source, so it was easy to dig that up. We had a contract for our big copier/printer, so that was easy to find, and I did all the purchasing for toner for the desktop printers we had scattered around, so I had those records. In a couple of hours I had a year's worth of data and gave it admin and Big Boss. From this he instituted a couple of changes. Everyone had to have a code for the copier so we could track individual usage. Great idea. Turned out we had some students who were sneaking in on weekends on copying entire textbooks when electronic copies weren't available. Big Boss also wanted me to set up print logging by user so we could figure who the big printer hogs were. I hadn't done this before, but we used a Linux print server, so I found out what packages I needed and set it up. At the end of the month I dumped the print log info and had it nicely outputted, ready to be stuck on a web page of shame if need be. And to no one's surprise, the project stopped there. Big Boss was far and away the greatest print user in the department. I mean, he printed twice as many pages as the next highest person on the list. As chairperson, some of this was surely proper, but I also knew he liked to print personal stuff. A lot. So, we ended up not putting the info up on our website. At least until he rotated out of being chairperson. Be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. Clear 20 GB of disk space but don't delete anything, by user Braham9927. So a few months ago I had this call. So a customer called, and they had less than 1 GB of hard disk space left on their C drive and requested for some more disk space. I sign into the computer and first recommended the usual. Me, okay ma'am, I need you to delete files you will no longer need or move them to the network drives. Customer, I don't want to do that, can't you just do it for me? Me, ma'am, I'm not sure what files you still need, I can recommend some of the larger ones, but it's ultimately up to your discretion. Customer, no then, I don't want to risk deleting anything important. Me, okay ma'am, if that's the case there is some temporary data I can clear, do you mind if I sign into the computer and do that? Customer, unsure, okay. Sign into computer and open disk cleanup. I find that I can easily empty the recycle bin or clear the download folder to clear 10 GB. Me, okay ma'am, I'm going to clear the data from these two folders, would that be okay? Customer, no, don't do that, I know what's in those folders and I still might need it. Me, okay, I will just clear the internet cache and cookies, it won't be much but every bit of data helps. Customer, really unsure, okay. I start clearing the folder when the customer screams, wait. I still want that data. Stop deleting things. Me, Ma'am, we need to clear up some disk space. You have less than a GB left and you won't be able to download or save any more files. You chose to reject all the solutions I provided. I can't think of a way to free up disk space without deleting or moving something. Customer, the last person push a button and it freed 20 GB, just do that. Me, ma'am, I don't think that is possible. Customer, clearly you don't know what you are doing. Put things back to how they were and I will talk to someone else. Me, ma'am, the data I deleted was only unneeded temp data and there is no way to restore it. Customer hangs up. I report this to my supervisor, who thought the customer was crazy. It's 2 AM, but this printer must be fixed now, by users Petty 23. This happened to a colleague of mine, hence why it's written partially from a third-person perspective. I used to work for a hospital with an emergency department. The IT department ran 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, but had someone on call 24/7. On call was only there for urgent issues, such as all IT systems being down. In all 24-hour areas, especially the there was always more computers and printers than needed. The idea is if a device broke, there would always be another device that could be used until we resumed normal business hours to fix. Hence, a single PC or printer being broken was never considered urgent. My colleague got a call from an angry doctor at 2 AM. The color printer in flight deck is not printing. After some follow-up questions, it was established it was only the single printer not working. All other printers were working, including another color printer about 10 meters away from where the doctor was. He lets the doctor know about the policy of single device issues where there is another available are not considered urgent, to log a ticket and it will be looked at during regular business hours. The doctor doesn't accept this. Nope. We are very busy. This absolutely must be fixed now. We cannot afford to waste time walking 10 meters to collect our print jobs. This will affect patient safety if this is not resolved now. Usually we are pretty big on not fixing non-urgent issues after hours, as we don't want to set the "well, you did it last time" precedence. Because this doctor dropped the patient safety phrase, my colleague took a look at it. The issue ended up being a stuck document in the print queue, so he cleared it out. He let the doctor know the issue was fixed. As he still had the print queue up, he could see what was being printed out that was so critical it would affect patient safety if not fixed now. Recipes. As in cooking recipes. Blind support, by user ________. A blind friend has to print an attachment to take to an appointment. She FaceTimes me so I can check it's printed okay. I only see black. She turns on the lights. Okay, now I see your face in the ceiling. She switches FaceTime to use the camera on the back of the phone. Okay, now I see part of the page, on the table. Left a bit. Up a bit. Okay, I see that instruction was ambiguous. I meant lift the phone upwards towards the ceiling to fit more of the page into the field of view, not move the phone away from your body and thus up the page. Ah. Right. Instead of printing the attachment, you've printed the email, with a little icon at the bottom showing the name of the attachment. So she hangs up, has another go, and calls me back. It's all black again. She turns on the lights again. I see your face in the ceiling again. She switches cameras again. Okay, left a bit, up a bit, forward a bit, yes, it looks like you've printed the attachment. I read aloud some sample text from it, so she can be confident it's the right one. It wasn't though. When she got to the appointment, it turned out the people who had emailed it to her had attached the wrong form. Sigh.